Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is September the 9th, 2021, and today the topic is the power of your testimony. Man. Good morning, y'all. I know I missed yesterday. I'm sorry. I apologize. Um, long story short, y'all, there's no excuse. I woke up completely late. I guess I must have missed my alarms. I don't know. Maybe I was just really tired. I, I remember going to sleep a little bit later that night than usual, but still, I didn't hear my alarm at all. So when I woke up, it was like after 6, and you guys know I usually have the juice out by then. So those that follow me on social media, at least on Facebook, I was able to post on there and let you all know that, hey, no juice today. But those of you all that just listen to the podcast or watch on YouTube, then I guess you guys were left in the dark. So, all is well, but my apologies for missing the juice yesterday. But I'm here. I'm here this morning. I woke up at 2:18. I did look up some verses and they were quite interesting. If you guys want to take a look at those. Um, but basically what happened was, at least with this morning, when I got up, I I started to look up little stuff or whatever, started to you know, I guess see what's been going on since I was asleep. And then eventually I started to basically kind of proofread my next book. The guy's editing it or formatting it for me and whatnot. And so I was reading over it again and just really being reminded of like where God has brought me from and like where I was and where I am now, and who Miracle was like 10 years ago. um and everything like that. I guess so that is one thing that got me thinking about testimonies. um I was a little bit all over the place. It was interesting because I was, I had a lot of things on my mind this morning. Honestly, so as I was reading over my own life, right, and thinking back on where God has brought me from and everything like that, I really truly realized that, man, I'm in a place of contentment, like the way the Bible describes. I feel like, um, because I was doing my prayer meditation this morning, and it was asking me some question. It had asked something along the lines of like, where can I can't remember the exact question, but it was something along the lines of like, where can something improve in your life or something like that? And I'm just like, I'm good, man. Like, I'm really good. Like, I know that there's so many crazy things going on around me, right? And just in the world, right? But again, when I think about where I was and think about where I am now and think about like the things that I desired and then again where I am now and everything like that, I'm just like, I can't complain, man. Like, yeah, you know, I talk to you guys about my struggles or whatnot all the time. So I would just say it's amazing to me, even when yeah, I think I told y'all last week I was thinking about getting a job or looking at trying to work for some company or something. And then lo and behold, I've not only did I get booked last weekend, but I got another booking this week for another event later on this month. So, you know what I'm saying? To God be the glory. Like, I guess that I've witnessed in my own life. You know what I'm saying? The things I witnessed in my own life. Because, and not to say that things aren't happening, right? And not to say that things don't exist or whatever the case is, but I mean, everybody has their own journey and things that they've seen and experienced, right? And um, so again, like trying to find that balance of like, well, what am I to do about like the greater evils in the world, the things that are going on, the things that I'm hearing about that it's been going on for years or whatnot. And like I said, I don't know where you all are with all of this. I think no judgment, but I think majority of people, at least that I know, may not be even acknowledging this stuff at all. Maybe you're not aware of it at all. I mean, I feel like if you listen to me, at least you at least heard a little bit about some of this stuff. But I mean, I can't sit here and act like, I'm a guru at all this information that I'm being, um, that I'm receiving, and I hate to, how can I say it, Lord? Um, I guess, and I guess because I'm trying to understand like the perspective of people, I'm trying to understand like how people may take information. So sometimes, as people are sharing the testimony, uh, some people might just see or hear it and consider it to be hearsay. You know, consider it to be uh, as people always say these days, it's like, oh, that's your truth and all this and that and the other, and y'all know how I feel about that already. But so anyway, like I was saying, basically I'm telling you guys all of this is because that my mind was all over the place in regards to like all of that this morning, trying to figure that out. And unfortunately I did not write the verse, but it was a verse that I came across this morning that I was like, oh, okay then, Lord, okay. Um, I don't know if that was a direct hit to me or what, but it was the verse that Jesus had said, like basically like you don't understand earthly things, so how you gonna understand spiritual things? I should have wrote down the verse because when I read it, I just had to have a moment where I just like, oh, um, I don't know, maybe that I guess got me back into my humble space. You know what I'm saying? And eventually I started back thinking about the word testimony, and I ended up looking at the definition and everything like that. And right when I was sitting there about to question God, like, Lord, what do you want me to say about testimony? And you got all of these things on my mind right now. What do you want me to say? And all I felt in my spirit was like, right. And I was like, okay, all right. So I started to write as I usually do. I wrote down, the date and the power of your testimony. Well, the power of the testimony came into my mind, and then eventually that changed to your testimony. And then next thing I know, the verses just flowed and came to me this morning. And so I guess that's what I'm sharing. That's how I came to the topic of today. If you're interested in my past couple of days, then I'll probably have that on the after show. I'll talk about that. What happened yesterday and today and whatever. But as for the juice, let's go ahead and get into it. So the definition of testimony says a formal written or spoken statement, especially one given in a court of law. There were other definitions as well, and there was even like a biblical definition that came up with alongside of the definition, but I didn't necessarily write those down. I just wrote down the first one. A formal written or spoken statement. Um, I'm just gonna go ahead and share some of these verses. So here we go. Psalm 66:16 says, "Come and hear, all you who fear God, and I will tell what He has done for my soul." Man, I'm gonna say it again. Come and hear, all you who fear God, and I will tell you what He has done for my soul. Man, um, I mean, I guess that's what my book is going to be. It's going to be my testimony. I think that's what um believers, we all should be doing. We should all, I guess, come with this heart and be willing to share what God has done for us. I think a lot about Allie. I know I haven't talked about her in a little while. I know she went live last night. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I think about her because I know her testimony. Um, it can be grim in some ways if you think about it. A lot of the things she's been through and whatnot. And I get like when I think about my testimony compared to hers, I'm just like, man, that's um, but either way, right? No matter what, at least what I'm observing is that she still has that testimony of hope, right? She still has that testimony of, you know, of God bringing her out of something. And I understand that again, there's like a lot of stuff going on and a lot of things that she's revealing and all of these different things that, some of us may not even understand or whatever the case is. But regardless, I feel like she's the perfect example of how a testimony can affect other people. Like the things that we go through, right? When you share those things, and ultimately when you share what God has done for you, like that verse said, when you share what God has done for your soul, that is a powerful thing. I mean, whether she sees it or not, those times that I did get a chance to talk to her, I wanted to, I hope that I was able to help her see that, hey, man, you sharing your testimony caused such a movement, at least online. You know what I mean? Like you have so many people, not only that are following you, but are, there to support you, there to support the cause that you're fighting for, from around the world, people that, hey, you probably wouldn't have even known or anything if you hadn't shared your testimony. And at the end of the day, you've been able to open a lot of eyes with your testimony. And by speaking, you've been able to, be a voice for the voiceless and all those different things. So I understand that, on one hand, it may be a tough situation for her to be in, to share, what has happened to her and all those different things. But on the flip side, I think the more she shares about what God has done for her, I believe that it's going to be powerful on so many levels. Because even as she shares her testimony now, we can clearly see that, okay, well, one, God has brought you out, right? God has given you a family, right? Has given you a mother who loves you, and obviously you can see that she do anything for you. You know what I mean? And now He's giving you, I don't know if you consider us to be friends or whatnot, but people around the world that at least care for you and your well-being, and again, are down for the cause and willing to do whatever we can to support in that aspect and everything. I mean, so again, that's just one example, right? That's just one example of someone sharing their testimony and how it made a movement, and well, at least one that I can physically see is what I'm saying. I mean, maybe in some way, me sharing my testimony has done the same. I know that, people have told me over the years that, I guess seeing me or seeing like things I do, or seeing that when I do share about things that I've experienced and whatnot, that has, I believe, it has encouraged some people. I believe that, um, it has inspired some people and things like that. At least that's what they tell me. And so And I can see some fruit as well. I can see some fruit from some individuals where, sharing my testimony or whatever the case is, or just living my life and acknowledging God and again, sharing where that hope comes from. Um, there's power in that. Ultimately, that's what I'm saying here. There's power in your testimony. Now, First Peter 3:15 says, "But in your hearts honor Christ the Lord as holy, always being prepared to make a defense to anyone who asks you for a reason for the hope that is in you. Yet do it with gentleness and respect." So, yeah, there you go. I mean, I know that this world is evil, man. I know that there's evil people. I know that there's a lot of things going on, and it can feel hopeless. It can feel like, I think I was talking about this the other day. That, man, when you look around at all the evil things going on and all the just everything, you could just feel like, man, this is, where are we headed? Like, will there be a future? Like, what was I talking about the other day? Like, do we have morals, or is there a moral compass that we live by, and all these different things? But again, I think by sharing our testimonies, by showing people that there is hope, then perhaps we can see at least some change. I mean, now whether it's as big as Allie's, right, or as small as mine, I don't know, but I think one person at a time is where um, is the point, because as each one reach one, teach one, um, we can see, some change and whatnot. Now, again, I mean, I think by us pointing to Christ and turning, you know, sharing that hope and all those different things. Um, I mean, at the end of the day, God is in control, right? Uh, Everything is going according to His plan, right? So, I mean, on one hand, it's like we try to take a lot of stuff into our own hands. And I get it. Like, there's a lot of situations where we feel like that's what we need to do. And maybe to a certain extent, yeah. I mean, I can get behind the fact that, hey, sometimes you might need to make certain choices, right? Sometimes you might need to, um, uh, be that voice for the voiceless, uh, you know, uh, or for the oppressed, or whatever. You know what I mean? There's definitely reason and things like that to do those things. However, at the end of the day, too, we need to be, again, focused on God, praying, uh, realizing where our hope and our help comes from. Um, and I think that would help us with being here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, y'all. That's at least my understanding. Y'all can just, I mean, hey, y'all can let that marinate. Matthew 5:16 says, "In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." There you go, y'all. I mean, again, even with all the darkness in the world, like, we can't sit here and let this consume us. The word says that we're in the world, but we're not of the world. And so, I mean, I know we got to find balance with all of this, but it's like, how can we sit here and be fretting and worried about earthly things, um, if this is what the word says? Um, I know this may sound strange. I know this whole idea of, even what I shared earlier, like being content or whatnot in the midst of this crazy season. Um, but hey, I mean, all I can say is that, this peace has come from God. this peace has come from acknowledging God, keeping my faith, trust, and hope in God, sharing, and I've just seen Him continually take care of me, take care of my family, and open doors and close some too. But at the end of the day, I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? And not wanting for nothing. And I mean, I can't say I can't say I have anything to do with it. All I can say that, hey, the only thing that I've done in this season is just try my best to be consistent with this this personal challenge of taking time every day to spend with God. And since then, I mean, you guys can see the fruit, right? You guys can see things that have flourished from that. You guys can see the conversations that I've been able to have, and hopefully the things that I've been able to address and helping out with organizations. I've been able to consistently donate to Lace Ministries, which you guys know I came across them because of the film that I was in. I mean, and there's just so many different things that I've been able to do in this season, so much more than I've been able to do ever. That I know I have my ups and downs. I know that I have my struggles and my things where I'm like, well, Lord, I want to do my part. I don't want to, I don't want to be one of those people that's like, if I don't work, I don't eat. And whatever the case is, I want to show you that I'm willing to do what I need to do. And if there is extra time that I have, then maybe I can work somewhere or something like that. But, at the end of the day, this time has definitely been a blessing to me. And like I said, but definitely thinking back on where I came from, and not that things were just so horrible. You know what I mean? That's not my testimony, right? That's not my experience. But I remember not being in this place, and not being at peace with where I was, and all those different things. And so to now have that peace and that contentment and all that, to me, that's a blessing. And I acknowledge fully that that comes from God. I don't think there's anything that I've done other than make the choice to be like, hey, I'm gonna try to be intentional, and that's it. That's the juice. The Bible verse of today is Matthew 9:37 and 38. It says, "Then saith he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into his harvest." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Wait a minute. What's the date? Today's Thursday. That means tomorrow is Friday. That means that a new episode of God, Sex, and Love, the talk show, will be going live. My guest is Miss what's her name? Oh no. I forgot, man. I forgot to check. Is there a way for me to check without losing y'all? Let me see. My guest is let me see, can I hold on, let me see, can I look real quick? Is it Julie? Miss Julie? What is my guest name this week? Her name is Julie. It's Miss Julie Sanford. Yes, Miss Julie Sanford. She's going to be sharing uh, about her ministry. It's called Married to Addiction. You guys can check it out at marriedtoaddiction.com. I'm going to be talking to her. Her video is going to go live tomorrow at 7 p.m. on our Facebook and on our YouTube and all of that. And yeah, that's my guest for tomorrow on God, Sex, and Love Talk Show. But until then, y'all, or till tomorrow morning, if the Lord's will, I hope to be talking to you all soon. Y'all have a great day. Thank you. Bye. And Facebook and YouTube, man, y'all been going through it. I know the thing went out on y'all at one point, and then I just did that. So who knows what happened when I when I scrolled the screen down. But if you're still watching at this point, thanks for tuning in. Again, I apologize for yesterday. I just look, man, I'm human, man. I'm human out here. But yeah, man. Well, let me see what happened since the last time I talked to you all. I mean, I did my virtual class on Tuesday. Don't remember too much other than my little man coming back. I don't know if I told y'all, but he was with one of his grandmothers, over the weekend and whatnot. And so he came back that day, or that last day that I talked to y'all, and his little adorable self. And he is potty trained. So, thank God for Grandma Pauline, man. Listen, he's fully potty trained. It's so funny because it's like I didn't know what to expect because I don't know like what the system was or whatever the case is, or how she did it or whatever. Like I know she was kind of telling me some stuff. I guess she had him like washing out his she had him wearing big boy underwear. And then I know she had him like washing them out if he pooped in them or something like that. And but all I know is now anytime he goes he goes on this potty, and then it's like he'll bring me the potty. He'll bring me the little dish that goes in the potty, and he's like, "Mommy, I pooped." But well, there was only one time that there was actual pooping. The other times it was urine. But it's so cute. I'm like, yay, good job, and Jan. He's like, yay. It's like he's fully potty trained, y'all. I'm like, to God be the glory, man. I mean, hey, I'm thankful. I don't even sit here. I mean, I was gonna do the whole thing. I was like, well, I did work with them on it, but I mean, obviously, she could dedicate that time to, I guess, whatever she did to make it to be how it is now. Again, it's gotta be the glory for her. And so yeah, that's been interesting since he's been back. Let me see. Oh, yesterday I filmed another episode of GSL. So y'all will see that in the future. Let's see what else happened. Like I said, yeah, I got booked again, man. So shout out to my cousin. I'm gonna be bringing her party to life. Her 26th birthday coming up. She booked your girl to come and create an experience for her, and so I'm excited about that. Man, I'm just so thankful, man, in this season. Like I think I finally being able to like do some of the things that God has put on my mind to do with my business. Like I truly appreciate the people that are working with me right now. Like like Bros Bites, and so he got the catering on lock, and then even my girl Summer, she has an art business and whatnot. So we're gonna be doing a painting sit for my cousin and whatnot. And so I reached out to her, Summer Skies Designs. I reached out to her so I can get those some pre-sketched images and whatnot. And so yeah, man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to get bookings out here, again, as a small business, or, a business that's been shut down for the past year or so for the most part. It's nice to get some bookings coming in and be able to, again, stay consistent, not only with bills, but with, ideas and endeavors, and, keep GSL going and all those different things. So yeah, and shout out to Elizabeth, man. Y'all see those consistent posts on our Instagram. So she's doing the doggone thing. So shout out to her. And yeah, that's all that's been going on my end, y'all. Yep, that's it for the most part. Oh, did y'all see Accountability yesterday? I did film that yesterday as well. The second episode of Accountability. So y'all see where I am on this fitness journey with Anointed Touch, Health, Fitness, and Beauty. Mr. Leo, man, yeah, we gonna see, man. We gonna see. I really do appreciate him, taking me on and whatnot. And I'm excited to see these results and whatnot. I think it's funny. Okay, I'm gonna confess this to y'all. So hubby and I had some braised wings and fried rice last night, and he was all like, "Well, I guess this is the last time we're gonna have this." And I'm like, "Oh, don't you say that? Not the last time ever." um, but we'll see. Again, I haven't got my menu yet, so it's like I'm eating all the bad stuff until I get this menu. Oh Lord. So anyway, but that's what's going on, y'all. That's the updates about what I've been into the past couple of days. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this juice this morning. I really do appreciate you all for sticking this out with me and listening and watching and all of that. And yeah, I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye.